Hello, everybody. Hi, guys that are joining us on our February Jerry Roisentul call. I'm so excited for this. Who has got their ticket already for Jerry coming to the UK's Success Summit? Put it in the chat if you've got your tickets. Very excited by this. Hi, everybody. Let us know in the chat if you have your Success Summit ticket already. So Jerry has put together a very exciting training for us tonight. Myself and Fiona have been chatting to Jerry today about the training that he's going to deliver tonight. I'm just going to check my phone, make sure that he's getting on okay. Let us know in the chat if you've got your ticket to Success Summit. Yes, here he is. Jerry, on the line. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Danny! Danny Wells!
I am here live and in person, as you so say.
This is twice in a day, Danny.
I always love having my Jerry time.
I love being with you and your team. Did you get on the call this morning that we did?
Well, it was this afternoon for me. I wasn't on it, but I've seen that you've posted it, and no excuses mindset.
Oh, you got to listen to that call. I actually thought of doing it here again just for you guys. It was so powerful, but you listen to that call. You can share it with your team.
I will do, Jerry. So guys that have just joined us, let us know in the comments if you've got your ticket to the UK Success Summit that Jerry is coming all the way over to do. Debbie's like nodding like mad. Let us know in the comments. And I'm actually going to hand it straight over to the man himself, Jerry, who's put together a wonderful message for all of us. So over to you.
Well, hello, everybody. I got to tell you something before we get started. You know, I always talk about integrity. And integrity is always about doing the right things and being truthful and honest. Oh, yes, my stomach summit. Yes, no, we will never live that down. We may even post it in the UK newspaper, coming to the UK, the stomach summit. If you want to have a better stomach, come on down. I could teach them the mindset of how to do the 30 days, and you could sell the 30 days, and my gosh, we'd all go out of there feeling great. So I'm excited about coming down to see you guys May 2nd. It's going to be so incredible. I'm working on putting together a special training manual for all of you. And what I'm doing is I'm actually taking elements of my Mindset Summit and my Leadership Summit, and I'm combining them together into one for the very first time. And so we're going to work on your mindset. We're going to work on your leadership. You're going to walk out of there better off than when you walked in. So I cannot wait. I want to first of all just say this truthfully and honestly. And don't tell anybody, although this is recorded, but oh well. I never, ever can wait for this call soon enough. I love being here with all of you. This is truly, honestly, bottom of my heart, one of my favorite calls that I do every month. Thank you, Debbie. Back at you, girl. And I just want to give a shout out to two of your amazing leaders, my dear friend Danny Wells and my new dear friend Fiona McCarthy. I want to say thank you to both of them because I want you guys to understand what leadership really is. Leadership is being willing to not only believe in your people before they believe in themselves, but at times it's being willing to invest in your people to help them become the best that they can be. And I want you guys to know that Danny and Fiona, they invest in this call every month so that all of you have the opportunity to be on here with me and let me just share with you what's on my heart. And so can we just please give them both a round of applause right now? Can we just like clap and say thank you to them for their leadership? Fiona, that's for you. Danny, that's for you. And you guys are amazing. I'm blessed to have you in my life. And it's absolutely incredible. So today, my friends, I love you guys because you guys really chat. I love that. Most of the calls I'm on, there's nothing. You guys chat so much, I can't even keep up with what you're saying. So I'm gonna go through that. But what we're gonna talk about today is something that I really believe will impact your life. And the title of this training today is How to Take Ownership of Your Story. How to take ownership of your story. You know, every one of us on this call, myself as included, we are building and creating our story. And sometimes we can't let a chapter dictate our whole story. Sometimes when we go through life, we end up going through a season of life that is challenging. It's that chapter in our book that isn't strong and isn't great. And sometimes we think to ourselves, well, this is just my story. And let me tell you something, until we close our eyes and leave this earth, our story is never done. It's always being written and rewritten again. But how do we take ownership of our story that we're building? And I'm going to share 5 different things with you today that I have learned over the course of my career that I think are really, really important when you are creating, building, and developing the story that you have. We all have one. And I hear people tell me sometimes, you know, Jerry, I just don't like my story. Well, can I give you some information? Change it. Okay? Stop complaining about the story you have that you don't like and start doing the work to change the story so it can be what you want it to be. That's the bottom line. So we're going to talk about these 5 things, and some of these you might check off and go, oh man, I need to work on this. And others of them you might say, wow, that was a great reminder. But I really believe that when we're done, this is going to give you not only some inspiration, but some tangible things to really focus on to help you create your own story. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you are ready to take some great notes. Here we go, off to the races. So the first point that I want to share with you on how to take ownership of your story is this. You have to be willing to bet on yourself. You have to be willing to bet on yourself. See, there is one thing that I learned early on, and that is this. You may succeed if nobody else believes in you, but you will never succeed if you don't believe in yourself. See, you've got to be willing to bet on yourself. To say to yourself, you know what? I believe in me. I know I can do this. When I started my network marketing business, one of the first things that my dad said to me when I was struggling and frustrated, my dad said to me, he said, Jerry, has anyone in your business ever been successful? And I said, yeah. And he says, has more than one person been successful? I said, yeah, like tons of people. He said, well, if one person has been successful at the business you're trying to do, that, bless you, Danny, that means you can be successful if you're willing to do what they did. And that was such a profound thought to me, because so many times we come in and our self-doubts and our limiting beliefs stop us from getting to the next level. And if we're going to win in this business, the first thing we have to do is we have to bet on ourselves. You may have other people that don't believe in your dreams. You may have other people that don't believe in what you're doing or what you're trying to create, but what they believe doesn't matter. What matters is, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you have what it takes to move yourself to the next level? I remember when I started my network marketing business, I had no support from anybody. My father and mother didn't talk to me. My father told me he was embarrassed to call me his son. I had gone to school to get a real estate broker's license, and I wanted to do this pyramid thing called network marketing. And I didn't have any support from the people in my life that I thought were going to support me. They told me all the things that I'm sure some of you have probably heard. What do you know about this? And you've never done this, and you've never run a business, and you've never succeeded. And man, you never complete anything you start. I heard it over and over again. And I had to ask myself the question, am I going to listen to the things that they tell me? and accept them as my truth? Or am I going to bet on myself and believe that I can do what I want to do? And thank gosh I made that decision to bet on me, because we're waiting for somebody else to support us. How about you just say, I can do this. I know I can do this. You come from a nation of success. You come from people that have walked before you that are now winning. And can I just be honest and tell you the truth? I love Danny and I love Fiona as much as I know you all love them. But let me tell you this. They're not more talented than you are. They don't deserve success more than you do. But what they've done is they've done the work longer, consistently than you have at the moment. That's why they have the success that they have. We look at people and we think, wow, well, we put them on pedestals. Listen, nobody deserves to be on a pedestal, because at the end of the day, if we cut ourselves, we all bleed red. We're all people. We're all human beings. We're all flawed. We've all got issues. But at the end of the day, when you look at Fiona and you look at Danny as leaders, you should say to yourself, wow, they may be where they are today, but they were once where I am now. And somehow they took themselves from where I am now all the way up to where they are today. So if they could do it, then I have to bet on myself that so can I, because they've gone before you, they've paved the way, they've made the mistakes, they've taught you what to do right. You have to be willing to say, I can do this. I'm going to bet on me. If I was a horse, I'd bet on me finishing the race. Would you? I'm not saying you're going to be a horse, but would you bet on yourself finishing the race? Because if we're going to take ownership of our story, we've got to be willing to bet on ourselves. Because if you don't believe that you can, you won't. It's as simple as that. Well, I don't know how it's all going to work. Doesn't matter if you know how. Here's something I teach people in our VP group too. Danny will tell you this about goals. How you're going to accomplish your goal is not as important as the belief that you can. I want to say that again. How you're going to accomplish your goal is not as important as the belief that you can. You've got to believe before you see. You've got to believe before things happen. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to bet on yourself, even if nobody else will bet on you. That's the first key to being able to take ownership of your story. The second key I want to talk about, it's a big one, is you've got to lead your life instead of accepting your life. You've got to lead your life instead of accepting your life. That's the bottom line. You know, choosing to lead life and not accept it is critical to owning your dream. You know, Eli Wiesel was a Holocaust survivor, and he wrote a book called Souls on Fire. And in his book, he said something that was so profound that really got me to think about this point. And in his book, he said this: when the day comes and you go to meet your maker, you're not going to be asked, why didn't you become a Messiah, or why didn't you find a cure for cancer? All you're going to be asked is this: why didn't you become you? Why didn't you become all that you are, all that you could be, all that you were created to be? See, reaching your potential requires taking responsibility for yourself and for your life. It means taking an active leadership role with your life. And too many people today just accept their life as it is. Well, I guess this is just the cards that I've been dealt. Well, this is the hand I've been given. And when they come into this business, what happens? You know what happens. They're excited. They're fired up. They're pumped up. They're looking at trips. They're looking at cars. They're looking at income. They're looking at freedom. And then, bam, they get smacked in the face with this idea. Wait a minute. I have to work? Well, nobody told me that. What? I didn't know I had to work. I just thought that if I hung around all you guys by osmosis, man, all of a sudden I'd be successful. What? I have to work. I have to make calls. What? Oh no, you're kidding. I gotta call people I know and ask them to sit down and hear about this. Oh my gosh. Isn't it amazing how people, if I sponsored you and I said, hey, guess what? We're going to have a giant barbecue at my house. I want you to call your friends, invite them over. They don't even have to bring anything. We're going to supply all the food. We're going to have all sorts of great stuff. We just bring them over. We're going to have a great time. Oh, hey, Bob, I just want to let you know, Jerry's having a barbecue at his house. Yeah, there's going to be lots of food. You don't have to bring anything. Just come on by, right? You're on the phone. You're calling every friend you know. Hey, Jade. Yeah, Jerry's having a barbecue. I don't know. He just said, come on over. Oh, great. Hey, listen, I want you to call some of your friends and invite them to host an event for you. What'd you say? What? Call, and invite, like, host a party? What? And then all of a sudden, they can't lift the phone. The phone's a brick. It's like, oh my gosh, they have to like lean in to they can't lift the phone's so heavy. They can't lift it. But we can call people and invite them to a get together at our house. No problem. But call people to invite them to sit down and host an event or come to one of our events. Oh my gosh, forget about it. You didn't tell me this, Danny. It's too much work. And so what do people do? They quit and they accept their life instead of lead it. Woo, come on, somebody. We're on a roll now. We cannot accept life the way it is when you know that there's something greater for you out there. And that's the difference between somebody who leads their life and says, I'm going to go out and change. I'm going to go make the shift. I'm going to go do what I need to do. I know I was designed for more than just a paycheck. I know that I was designed for something great. So I'm going to lead my life and I'm going to create things, and I'm not going to accept my life and just sit around saying, oh, well, that's just the way it was. Hey, I know I'm not where I need to be. But have you seen Bob? Ooh, he's a mess. I'm better than he is, right? No, you're not going to do that comparison thing. If we're going to take ownership of our stories that we're creating, we have to lead our life instead of accepting our life. Okay, that's the second point I want to share with you today. The third point is this: you've got to love what you do and do what you love. You got to love what you do and do what you love. If I were to ask you, do you love what you do? Oh yeah, I love it. I just love the business. I love the product. I love this. Really? I can test the love for what you do when your business isn't going well. When your business is in the dumps, when your numbers have fallen, when your top people have quit, when you're doubting yourself, do you still love what you do? Because it's easy to say yes when things are going great, but when things aren't, do you still love it with a passion? Carly Fiorina, she was a former CEO of Hewlett-Packard. And this is what she told to a group of her leaders: love what you do or don't do it. Pretty simple, right? Don't make a choice of any kind, whether it's in your career or in your life, just because it pleases others or ranks high on someone else's scale of achievement. Make the choice to do something because it engages your heart as well as your mind. Make the choice because it engages all of you. See, you've got to love what you do, even when what you do isn't working the way you want it to. You got to still be in love with the process. You got to still love the business. You can't just love it when things are great and now I don't love it because it sucks. You got to love it all the time. And let me tell you, it's not easy. When I started my coaching business in 2012, I was coaching 30 people individually every week. 6 calls a day, 6 hours a day of this intensity, 5 days a week. I was excited and freaking exhausted, okay? I was wiped out. I felt like I was a therapist. Listen to some, this is before I even knew about fist sticks. I don't even think they had fist sticks when I started this. Or if they did, I didn't even know. They were a different name. They weren't fist sticks. They were something else. But here's what happened. I was excited. This was all 2012. 30 people a week. I was like, yes, energy tabs. That's what it was, energy tabs. Well, guess what? December of 2012 comes. Just like that, 18 people vanished, left. No, not because of anything I did or didn't do. Finances, time, all the things I hear. But 18 of the 30 people left in December. And along with the 18 people went the income that I got paid for coaching them. So now I lost 18 people. I lost the income that went along with that. I had 12 people, and I was frustrated. I started to doubt and question myself whether I was doing the right thing. Thank you, Danny. Maybe they are, I don't know, but who knows? But I doubted myself. I questioned myself. Well, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. But no matter what happened, the love and passion I have for coaching never changed, never shifted. I loved it just the same. I just couldn't figure out what was going on. But sometimes people will be pruned out of your life and out of your business to make way for the people that are going to change your life and change your, woo, come on now. Sometimes you're going to go through a pruning season. No, you're not losing people. You're pruning people, because those are the people that are part of your destiny. Those are the people that are part of your dreams. You got to prune out people to bring in people. And so I sat here going, my gosh, what am I going to do now? Well, 2013 in March, I'm at a meeting out here in California. And in walks this tall woman, real tall, dark hair, has this look on her face like she's going to hurt somebody any minute. And I said to the lady I was standing with next to her, I said, well, who's that? She says, oh, that's Jill Bush. I said, Jill Bush? I said, RVP Jill Bush, because she wasn't a nation then. She said, yeah. I said, well, why does she look like that? She said, well, she doesn't like people. I'm like, whoa, okay. And so Jill sat in the second row of the meeting like this the whole time. You know Jill? Poker face. Poker face. I wouldn't even look in her direction because she intimidated me. And so we were done with the meeting, and I'm standing talking to a girl, and it was like a slow motion, music and everything. Here comes the big bad wolf walking down the aisleway coming towards me. And I'm going, oh gosh, not her. And so I'm talking, and the girl's done. She says, well, thank you. She gives me a hug. I'm like, well, is there anything else I can help you with? Anything? Please, just something. Come up with something, please. And she leaves. And here comes Jill. And she comes down and stands in front of me. And she says to me, coach me. And I was so nervous. I said, this is a true story. Ask Jill. I said, hi, coach me. My name is Jerry. She says, no, my name is Jill. I want you to coach me. And I'm like, why? She says, I need you to give me a call. She says, there's something about you that's different than every other coach I've heard. I want to talk to you. Call me. Okay. So here she is, Jill Bush, the legend herself. And I thought to myself, if I coach her and things go great, the entire Arbonne world will know about it. But if I coach her and things go wrong, the entire Arbonne world will know about it. So I got to make a decision. What am I going to do here? And then I felt in my spirit just this thought. If you weren't prepared, she wouldn't be there. So I called up Jill, March of 2013. Jill and I started coaching. She was at an event, and another now National Vice President, Lori Herman, was at the event. Jill was doing something at the event that I taught her in coaching. Lori saw it, and she got on the phone and called her upline, Executive National Vice President Donna Weiser. She tells Donna about what I'm doing with Jill. Donna calls Jill. Jill says, well, this is proprietary. If you want it, you're going to have to call Jerry. So now I get a call from Executive National Vice President Donna Weiser, who I didn't realize was a legend. And she's calling me, telling me, yeah, I heard about this thing, and I want to talk to you about coaching. I'm like, what? You, of all people, what? She said, yes. So Jill Bush, National Vice President, ENVP Hillary Corcoran, National Vice President Lori Herman, Executive National Vice President Donna Weiser, all started to coach with me right at the same time in 2013, after 18 people were pruned out of my business that I had no idea why. But it was to make room for what was coming. And I want to let you know, I would not be where I am today in this business if it wasn't for Jill, Hillary, Lori, and Donna. And I want to let you know, 6 years later, I still coach with all of them and their teams. 6 years later. You got to love what you do, even when it doesn't look the way you want it to look. You got to love it with a passion, and you got to let people see that love. You got to let people see that excitement. See, when I had lost all those people, I didn't walk around depressed and discouraged. When I went into a meeting room, man, I was excited. I loved it. I just said, man, who knows? Somebody's going to come out of this. When Danny first called me 3.5 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, my first leader in the UK. How about that? Now, I didn't know when Danny called me that it would translate into this. I didn't have any idea when Danny called me that I'd eventually put an event together and come to the UK to see all of you in person. I didn't know any of that. But in all the stuff, I loved what I did so much that nobody knew all the crap that was going on around me. You have to be so good that people look at you and say, you were going through that? Really? I had no clue. Nobody should know. Let your love shine. Let everything show. You got to love what you do. You got to do what you love. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate that. I don't know about brilliant Rachel, but I try to be smart once in a while. And yes, her Go for Gold was an awesome Go for Gold. You need to listen to that. But you know, the great thing is Jill and Hillary and Lori and Donna and bunches of people, we're all great friends. You know, Danny and I have been working together for 3.5 years. We're great friends. You know, I have a passion to help her. And now Fiona's involved, and now I got a passion to help her too. So it's just it's just how it is. But do you love what you do when there's nothing much to love? That's when you know you really love your business. All right? So, number 4. Whew, I'm rolling now. Can we do this all night? Natalie, I got nothing else to do. If you want to stay all night, I'll hang out with you and we'll talk all night long. I'm fine with that. I'm telling you, I love being here with you guys. I love this. When I do calls in the States, these deadbeat people don't even post anything. You need to teach people in the States how to really have a Zoom training call. This is what I can't even keep up with all this stuff. 6 a.m. Wow. I don't know what time that would be in the U.S. I think I'd do that for you. A 6 a.m. morning wake up call. Boy, that would be something else. I'll tell you. All right, so I got to focus back to where we're at. So we're talking about how to take ownership of your story. Number one is you got to be willing to bet on yourself. Number two is you have to lead your life instead of accepting your life. Number three is love what you do and do what you love. And number four, here we go. Hang on to yourselves. Don't compare yourself or your dream to anyone else. Don't compare yourself or your dream to anyone else. Joyce Meyer, who's an author, wrote this in a book. She said, God will help you be all that you can be, but he'll never help you be somebody else. Oh, I love that. God will help you be who you can be, but he'll never help you be somebody else. Listen to this, if you focus too much attention on who you're not, by comparing yourself to somebody else, then you lose sight of who you need to become. Whew. Hold on. I need a fizzy. I got to say that again. If you focus too much on who you're not, by comparing yourself to someone else, you then lose sight of who you need to become. Who you need to become. Well, my favorite was BlackBerry history. But my now favorite really, Debbie, I don't have BlackBerry. It's very rude of you to show me. Get off the call. Just go to your room. Get off the call. You're going into fizzy timeout. No, pomegranate. I love pomegranate. I love pomegranate. That's my favorite now. So comparing yourself. Listen, the kiss of death in this business is comparison. You're looking at everybody else's journey. You're comparing yourself to them. Stop it. Let me tell you this. The only person you should compare yourself to is yourself. And am I getting better every day? That's it. When you compare yourself to other people, you become bitter. When you compare yourself to yourself, you become better. We need to stop looking around at what everybody else is doing and why is it taking me so long and how come I'm struggling? Why are they there and I'm not? Who cares? At the end of the day, your journey is your journey. You need to be like a horse. When I was a little kid, I used to watch horse races with my dad. We loved it. And I used to say to my dad, what are those things on the side of the horse's eyeballs? He says, oh, those are blinders. And I said, what's that for? He said, well, the jockeys put the blinders on the horse so their horse can't look to the left or the right. They don't know what's going on around them. All they can focus on is the track that they're on. And I believe that if Armand needs to change anything, they need to include a set of blinders in every getting started kit that comes out from this point on. Fiona, get working on that. And people get involved and they go, wow, I'm excited. You're like, well, what's that for? Don't worry about it. Just keep it on and stay focused. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Stay on your track and just run your race. Because when you compare yourself to other people, you open your mind up to doubt, and doubt will take you out. Let me tell you something. I love Eric Worre. I think Eric Worre's done an amazing thing for the network marketing profession. But I don't look at Eric Worre and say, man, I wish I could be like him. No, I'd like to have the amount of crowds that he has. And I know that will be coming. But I don't want to be like him. I look at Tony Robbins, one of my mentors, since the time I was 15 years old. I love Tony Robbins. I look at him and I say to myself, I don't want to be Tony Robbins. You know what I want to be? The best version of myself. That's who I want to be. I don't want to be like Tony Robbins. God didn't design me to be him. He designed me to be the best version of me. So rather than trying to be like everyone else, I'm going to work on becoming the best version of me. And if I can become the best version of me, then the world will be a better place, because the world's a better place when we all become the best version of ourselves. So stop comparing yourself to everybody else and compare yourself to yourself. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. That's got to be your mantra. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. And if you just keep growing every day, getting better every day, sooner or later, listen to this, people will be comparing themselves to you. So don't compare yourself or your dream to others. You know, there was a book I read. It was so funny. It had this, what they called the 18-40-60 rule. And this is what it said. When you're 18, you worry about what everyone's thinking about you. When you're 40, you don't give a damn what anybody thinks about you. And when you're 60, you finally realize nobody's been thinking about you at all. That is so true. Okay? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Listen, when you compare yourself with those that are superior to you, so when you compare yourself to somebody above you, you feel inferior. So when you compare yourself to someone superior, you feel inferior. When you compare yourself to someone you think is inferior to you, you feel superior. But when you stop comparing yourself to anyone else, you feel empowered to focus on you and your own dream. Don't compare yourself or your dream to anyone else. Only compare it to you and get better every day. And number 5, and don't worry, we'll have plenty of time for questions afterwards. Number 5 is this. Believe in your vision for the future, even when others don't understand you. Believe in your vision for the future, even when others don't understand you. And trust me, lots of people will not understand what you're doing. Most of the time, it's broke people who just want to accept the fact that they're going to always be broke. Don't listen to broke people, okay? It's amazing how we take advice from people that are more jacked up than we are. That's one of the things my dad used to teach me. On the millions of things that my dad taught me. He said, Jerry, don't ever take advice from somebody that's more screwed up than you, right? Don't go to someone who's never run a business at all and ask them, well, what do you think of this network marketing thing? They're going to shoot it down. They have no frame of reference. Don't go to somebody who's going bankrupt, losing their home in foreclosure and getting divorced, and ask them for financial advice. Don't do that. Okay, we've got to understand our vision even when other people don't. There was a journalist, her name was Anna Quinlan. Sorry, Sarah, that was funny. Don't take swimming lessons. That's a good one. Don't take swimming lessons from someone who's drowning. Oh, Sarah, that's good. I'm going to use that. I'm going to quote you on that one. That's a good one. I like that. I've never heard that one before. But so Anna Quinlan, she was a journalist, won a Pulitzer Prize back in 1992. And she had a dream in her heart and a vision for her future that took her down a path that other people in her life could not understand. And in an address to the 2002 graduating class at Sarah Lawrence College, this is what she told the graduating class. She said, when I quit the New York Times to be a full-time mother, the voices of the world said I was nuts. When I quit the paper again to be a novelist, they said I was nuts again. But if success is not on your own terms, if it looks good to the world, but it doesn't feel good in your soul, then it's no success at all. Wow. See, you got to believe in your vision for the future. Because let me tell you something as we wrap this up, and then we'll open up for questions. There's been a dream that's been deposited inside of you. And I know that for a fact because none of you would be on this call at this time if you didn't. There is a dream inside of you. It's your dream and it's nobody else's. It declares your uniqueness. It holds your potential, and only you have the ability to birth that dream. Only you can live it. And for you not to discover that dream, for you to not take responsibility for that dream, and for you to not act upon that dream is to negatively affect not only yourself, but those who could benefit from the dream that you have. Poet John Greenleaf Whittier wrote this: "For all sad words of tongue and pen, the saddest are these, it might have been." Oof. When you're in your twilight years and we're looking back on our life, are we going to sense that we live life to the fullest, striving to fulfill our purpose and realize our dream? Or are we going to feel that we lived our life merely to please and fulfill the expectations of our parents, our spouse, our friends, and everyone else around us? What will we have done with this gift of life? And if you think that question will be important then, it should be more important to you now, because the first step in being able to answer it is to take ownership of your story, to take ownership of your dream, and to start preparing and moving forward. My friends, you are in an amazing time in your company's history. And if you blink, you're going to miss it. If you think, you're going to miss it. My friends, we need to stop overthinking everything about this business. Let me give you a good Facebook post you can put up there. Stop thinking about what to do and just start doing what you're thinking about. Come on, somebody. Stop thinking about what to do and just start doing what you're thinking about. Stop thinking and start doing. Start taking action, because the greatest regret that you could ever have in life is to know that you were in the right place at the right time and you missed it. That you were in the right place at the right time, and because of your fears and your doubts and your insecurities and your procrastination and your negative self-talk and all the things you could have worked on, that because you didn't, you blew it. You missed it. You don't want to be that person. I always say there's three kinds of people when something great's happening. There's the person that says, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm going to get involved. I'm going to make this thing happen." Then there's the person that sits back and says, "Well, let me just kind of wait and see how things happen for you." And then there's the person who 5 years later looks back and says, "What the hell happened?" Because they missed it. Because they sat in their misery. They sat in their discomfort. Listen, this is not the time to be miserable and discouraged and frustrated. There's a lot of you, there's a lot of people on this call right now that, oh, okay, the notes are going away. Here we go. This is just Jerry Unplugged. There's a lot of you right now that I already know this. You won't admit it on this call, but you have mentally already given up on this month because the first 17 days didn't go well. The first 17 days, things didn't happen the way that you wanted it to happen. And so what you're thinking to yourself is, well, I guess that's just the way the rest of the month's going to be. No, it's not. Let me tell you something about the last 17 days. You ready for this? It's over. There's nothing you can do to fix it. It does not matter. What matters is, how are you going to think? Are you going to think like a person who struggles and says to yourself, well, the last 17 days sucked. It was a really slow month. People weren't there. It was Valentine's Day. I guess that's the month. Or are you going to be someone who thrives and says, you know what? The last 17 days didn't go very well. But I'm going to tell you something, my friends. The next 12 days, I'm going to end up doing more than I did in the first 17 days. And I'm going to have a kick butt month. And I'm going to make it happen. That's what winners do. Woo! Jay, come on, man. I got goosebumps. That deserves a big hug when I come to the UK, Jay. You better come up there and meet me. I'll give you a hug for that. That is absolutely the truth. My friends, you've got to understand it doesn't matter listen, Fiona, you can just give me a thumbs up. You guys have the same thing that most people have where they have a free sign up with a qualifying order of $500. Okay, so listen to this. Here's how you sell the business. You guys have Starbucks in the UK, right? You guys have Starbucks? You do? Okay. So listen to this. 0 sign up fee, $500 qualifying order. That does not mean they're paying $500 because once they get their discount, it's around $300 or $3 something. That's what the VPs told me. It's what they actually pay with their qualifying order. So just for sake of an example, let's just say it's $300. They put a $500 qualifying order in and it's $300. Or of course, if they're a preferred client, they put a $150 qualifying order in. It's whatever it is. Just hear me out here. Follow me for a second. Okay? Okay, so you use your numbers. Just apply your own numbers. But it's the thought process. Listen to this. I'm trying to get you to understand how to go out and sell the crap out of this thing in the last 12 days and blow up your sponsoring. I come to you. Hey, listen, I have a business proposition. Oh, I forgot about the 7-day cooling off period. Yeah, you're going to have to, Fiona, you guys will have to verse me on this before I come out there so I can learn a little bit of this stuff. I forgot you guys have that's kind of crazy, but you'll teach me this. But just think about this, just in a mindset perspective. I come up to you, I say, listen, I have a business proposition for you. I bought a Starbucks last year. Loaded it up. We've got all the tools, all the equipment, but my wife and I are having some personal family challenges, and we can't run this Starbucks anymore, and we have to get rid of it. And I want to sell it to somebody who I know will appreciate it. So I wanted to offer it to you and see if you would like to buy the Starbucks from us. It's already loaded. You don't have to buy any equipment. You don't have to put anything together. The plans are in place. I just want to know if you want to buy it. Well, how much is it going to be? 300 pounds. Huh? Yeah, you can just give me 300 pounds. I'll give you a fully equipped, fully loaded Starbucks, and you get to keep 100% of the profits. Is this a joke? No, I'm serious. I don't drink coffee. Can we say thank God? Because if this guy was on coffee, it'd be off the chart. I don't drink coffee. My wife can't survive without coffee. In fact, I can't even talk to her until she's had her cup of coffee in the morning, or it just doesn't work. But I don't like coffee. But guess what? 300 pounds, here you go. I got a built-in business. Boom, we're ready to go. Well, that's the same thing you're offering people this month. You're offering them a chance to get involved in a business with a already built multi-million-dollar business infrastructure. It's already been done. It's already been put together. Something that you would pay millions of dollars to do yourself has been done, and we're giving people a chance to get involved, in essence, for 300 pounds for a business order, and we're going to sit around and suck our thumbs, and we're going to be embarrassed to share that with people. Are you kidding me? You need to understand this here is your billboard. It only works when it's open. So you need to open your mouth and start sharing how incredible this is. And what an amazing business, and what an amazing time, and where do you get to do this? You got to show passion. Well, Jerry, I don't know what to say. Let me tell you something I learned. Give me somebody that says all the right things and put you to sleep with their boring, boring voice. And I'll show you someone who won't sponsor very many people. But you show me someone who really doesn't even know what to say, but they're so excited about it, I'll show you someone who'll sponsor a whole bunch of people. Because what you say is not as important as what people feel as you're saying it. Let me say it again because somebody needs this. What you say is not as important as how they feel with what you're saying. Are they excited by what you're saying? I mean, who cares if you know all the answers? People are attracted to passion, energy, and excitement. And if you go out and do that, my friends, you're going to start sponsoring people. You're going to start getting people to follow you. When I come out in May for this leadership summit, we're going to talk about specific things that we hold in our mindset that stop us from being the best that we can be. The whole morning is going to be all on mindset development training. The whole afternoon is going to be on leadership development training. So we're going to do both in one day. And all of it's going to be helping this and your leadership to become better at sponsoring, developing, duplicating, and growing teams of people. That's what we're going to discuss. Your confidence is going to go up. Your belief level is going to go up. Your ability to know what to say is going to go up because we are going to be doing role playing in the afternoon. Now, role playing is that I'm not going to have you come up and role play with everybody there. You're going to get into groups and we're going to role play the very things I'm teaching you in the room. You know why? Because I know most people won't do it. So we're going to do it in the room. We're going to practice in the room so you can build your confidence so when you leave, you're already prepared to go talk to people and get them interested in your business. That's what we're going to be doing at this leadership summit on May 2nd, because I'm flying around the world to come help you blow up your businesses. I don't train on systems. I don't train on skills. That's what your VPs teach you. That's where you learn it from. If you're coming to the event to learn a new skill or new systems, you're coming to the wrong place. But let me tell you, all the right tools and all the right systems with a jacked up mindset will get you nowhere. But all the right tools and all the right systems with the right mindset and the proper leadership skills will get you far. That's what we're going to work on in May. And I promise you, you will not leave that room the same way you came in. And the only reason you would is you fell asleep. But with the way I talk, you ain't sleeping very long, my friends. I bring little spitballs, by the way. So if you're sleeping, hey, wake up, right? I'm just kidding. I don't do that. But nobody falls asleep when we're doing an event because we're having a lot of fun. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see you all. I hope you got some tremendous value out of this call today. So I'll turn it over to either Danny or Fiona, and then we'll open it up to see if anybody has any questions while I'm here.
So I'll go first, and then I'll pass over to Fiona. Jerry, my goodness me, I hope that you've got time to catch up on the chat. But basically, to summarize, everyone's gone crazy for that, absolutely crazy. And I made a couple of notes. So when you said about, and this is a bit of a Jerry story as well, when you said about feeling superior around other people that you might consider them to be inferior, or if you feel inferior around superior people, basically like stop comparing. I just want to share a story about Jerry. So I don't know how many of you guys know Jerry's background story, but he built his business in network marketing like we all have, alongside being married, having a young son, and basically juggling everything else that life throws at us. And he built his way to the top of the network marketing company that he was in. And he built it in a time when social media wasn't what it is now. So basically it was even harder to do it, because well, social media makes everything 10 times easier. And he is what we, in our barn, the only way I can kind of describe what Jerry's role was is like how we see Stian Mork. So when we see Stian, he's like the most loveliest man, like everybody knows who he is. Everyone's like, Stian can have a photo, and he's just so lovely. And if you didn't know who Stian was in our barn, you'd just think he was a genuinely normal, down-to-earth, nice guy, because Stian's got no ego whatsoever. Like, you wouldn't know that he's like running this massive multi-million, nearly billion-dollar company. He's just genuinely lovely. That's what Jerry's like in his company pre doing his coaching business. And when you meet Jerry, obviously we all know him and love him, and we're all going to be like, oh my gosh, starstruck, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. But if you didn't know that about Jerry, you just think he's just a down-to-earth, genuinely nice guy, zero ego, just so pleasant to be around. And we're so lucky that he's even taking the time to come onto these calls for us, do these calls once a month, because Jerry has to turn people away. He has so many Arbonne ENVPs, MVPs asking him for coaching, and he just doesn't have the extra time to do it. And we're really, really, really blessed that we get this time with him, because so many people ask me, like, how does your team get this Jerry time? And the fact that he's coming over to the UK is massive, absolutely massive. And do you know what, Jerry? You really do operate with zero ego, zero feeling of being superior to other people, even though you really, really are like proper on a massive, massive pedestal, and then a pedestal on top of that, and a pedestal on top of that. But you would never, never, never know how incredibly successful you are, because you're just a normal, nice guy. And when you said that, I was like, what you're saying is basically about yourself. You really are incredible, Jerry. So I wrote that down as a note. I just wanted to say that on a bit of a side note.
Danny, first of all, I love you, my friend. That's very generous, very kind. I appreciate that. And I've always said something when I started my business. If you ever see me on a pedestal, make sure you knock me off. Because I am just a normal person like all of you. I have a deep passion and love for everyone. I have zero ego. I walk in integrity and humility every day of my life. I don't want to be on a pedestal above everybody. I want to be in the crowd with everybody. There is a rule I have at a summit. Okay, this is a rule. This alone might make some of you show up, but this is a rule that I have at a summit. Nobody, man or woman, leaves that room without a hug and a picture. I've done that at every summit I've ever done. There are some times I'm at an event for an hour and a half after the event's over, taking pictures and hugging people. But I tell people that all the time, you will never leave that event without getting a hug and a picture, because I have a passion and a love for all of you. When I was doing what I did last year, I had to prune out bunches of teams that I just don't have the time to work with. It's not that I don't like them or want to help them, but I can only do so much. There was not even a question of your team. There wasn't even a thought involved in that. It was, no, we're going to do this work for the rest of this year and maybe next year, and for as long as Fiona and Danny give me the honor and privilege to be part of this, I'm locked in with you guys, and I'm part of the journey with you. And the great thing is, when your business grows, my paycheck doesn't. I want you to understand that. I don't get paid on the growth of your business. But what excites me is to watch you all walk in your greatness, and to know that in some small way, I may have had a part in helping you become the best that you can be. That's the payment for me. That's why I do what I do. To see Danny where she is now, which is not where she was when we started, that's the joy that I get. That's my paycheck to me. When I charge 78 pounds to come to an event that I'm flying around the world for, that is a lot more. You know why? It's because I want to help people. I want a room of people that come excited and say, let's get better, let's learn, let's grow. And I never wanted my events to ever be about money. There were so many events that I wanted to go to in the States. I could never go to because I couldn't afford it. And I know I needed it. I know I wanted it. I just could not literally afford to go. I never wanted anyone to not be able to come to my events because they couldn't afford it because it was too expensive. That's why I do what I do. It's because I have a servant's heart. You have no idea the passion that wells in me for wanting to make a difference in people's lives. You don't even understand why I do the things I do. It is just something that has been put in me since I was a kid, and I'm getting to live out my own dream while I'm helping you live out yours. And that's what it's all about. It's about being the best and using our gifts to make a difference in the world. That's what I'm doing with you. That's what you're doing in your business. And the more we keep helping each other do that, we're going to get better. So anyway, Danny, thank you for that. And Fiona, I don't know if you had anything to say, but I know Danny said something. Then I'll stay around for questions. So if you guys got to go, I understand, but I'll hang around because I just love being here with you guys.
I just want to say a huge thank you, Jerry. That was amazing. I just love that. And I think people are really getting to know you as well, which is, I think as a coach, you know, sort of we learn so much from you, but who are you? So thank you so much for what you said at the end then. It's interesting because Jean David spoke in Maui saying, if I'm ever in my ivory tower, if anyone ever sees me, pull me down. And
absolutely.
You know, he came out with that. And it's and another thing, it's, you know, it's I was picked up in a car in Maui, so there was myself and Paul and Jacqueline Zarp and her husband to get taken to the airport. And the taxi driver was talking away in the back, and he goes, "Are you with this company?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're Arbonne." And he shows us a fisting. So a girl had gone before us in the car and had given him a fisting. See? So it was like, that was fun. Anyway, so then he started saying about, do you know what? He said, I met your founder's son. He said, I drove him to the airport. He said, I had no idea. I mean, he's a big man, but what a big man he was. The fact that his dad was the founder, he said he was such a friendly guy, and picking up his mom from the airport and his girlfriend, they're going to the other side of the island, and then he's going to take them. And do you know what? Now, this was a taxi driver, a guy who was driving a car, a local, you know, guy who had the privilege to have Stian Mork in his car and couldn't sing his praises enough. So you know when it's not just said because it should be said, or it could be said, or it would be said, it's said by a complete stranger who has got nothing to benefit from, you know, from speaking about Stian in such an incredible way. But it made my heart explode, because I was just like, do you know, that was music to my ears. We all know he is, we think he is, we're told he is, but yet, not that I didn't doubt it, but it just anchors to me the right people, the right company, the right time, the right, everything is in alignment. And it's 2020, and Jerry, you're coming to us in the UK. I feel it should be May the 4th be with you, not May the 2nd. Somehow we should have had those 2 days added on. But anyway, you think about it, it's 2020, it's the 2nd of May, it's all that stuff, you know, and we are so excited. And I just want to urge all of you, let's spread this out. Let's, you know, tell sidelines, you know, this is going to be the more the merrier. Such an incredible event. I'm so excited, Jerry. I've never met you in person. I've heard you on Go for the Gold many times. Donna Johnson absolutely loves you, and you're her chosen choice. And, you know, we are so close to Donna. I mean, we are so humbled that we get the Arizona, not anymore, but we, you know, we have had, you know, we are part of that servant heart leadership that she installs in Danny and me, through you and other coaches that she totally trusts 100%. So yeah, that was it really. I just wanted to say about, it sounds like we're so lucky we've got all the right people supporting us around us. Jean David, Stian Mork, Jerry Roisentul, guys, everybody's here to help and support us. So I'm just going to say that was what I just wanted to say. So hand it back over to you, Jerry.
Thank you, Fiona. I love you guys. Let me tell you something. Donna Johnson's circle is very, very small. And it is really difficult to get into that circle. And I am honored and privileged beyond anything I could tell you to be one of the few people outside of Arbonne that she trusts to be in that circle. That is a big deal to me, because I have nothing but respect for her and all she is and who she is and what she's done. And to just know that Dawn is there and believes in what I'm doing means a lot to me. So Fiona, thank you for that. And I'm excited. Danny, I just saw dinner on Friday night. I completely forgot about that. So I'm like, wow, I'll come hungry. I had no idea we were doing dinner.
Yeah, so
I forgot.
just reminding everybody, so we do this incentive every 3 months. If people do one of the 3 things, and I'll say what they are, then me and Fiona and all the VPs in the team basically treat them for dinner. And it just so happens to have fallen in the months that you're coming. So we've done it on the Friday night. So what you have to do to achieve it is you have to promote in either February, March, or April, or hit your Roger Bannister Award in February, March, and April, or hit your bonus two out of the 3 months in February, March, and April. So we want to pack out this dinner with Jerry. So promote, hit your Roger Award, hit your bonus, and make sure that you are at that dinner having that intimate conversation, that intimate chat with Jerry, blowing up social media with your photos. People are going to be so envious. There's going to be massive FOMO going on. So make sure you're 100% going for the incentive meal with Jerry.
Oh, I love it. I hope we fill up the restaurant. I mean, that would be amazing for all of you guys. So I forgot about that. So thanks for telling me, Danny. I'm all ready for dinner on Friday night. So anybody have any questions or any ahas, comments that you didn't post that you just want to share before we wrap up? And then I'll be respectful of time. I know it's 8:30, over 8:30 there. So just want to give anybody a chance to say anything if they have anything they want to share. Well, I guess that's it, Danny.
Anybody want to unmute and share anything?
I just quickly want to say about when you talked about the whole comparison, and I remember Rita Danport, I don't know if you know this, Jerry, story she used to talk about. She used to say, okay, so almost like we had all our problems in a set of keys. And she said, so we, everybody has that, we all have stuff going on. Would you take those keys and put it in a bowl? So she said, if I had a big bowl in the front of the stage, put all your keys in the bowl, and then take out somebody else's keys. So those keys represent all their problems. Would you swap what you have for somebody else's problems?
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, this is what Rita Danport used to say. And not one person put their hand up in the room, because as bad as your problems are, you are in control. And would you want somebody, you have no idea what other people's problems are, and so would you swap for somebody else? And everybody said no.
That is powerful. Wow, what a great visual example though.
Yeah.
Right? Because as bad as things are, there's always somebody that's got it worse off than you do. Always somebody.
We're all reading the chat that Alison's wrote.
No, if they're just finished, I didn't know. Sorry, I was doing a live on the team page, so I'll catch up with everything else. But Jerry, I was trying to post your keynote from February, which is about closing, to our team page to promote you, and I can't make the link work.
Well, generally the keynotes in the community are only available for the first week that it's up. So it's shareable the first week. After that, it's only available to the members of the community. And that's because we want to give the people in our community value. So
fair enough.
So unfortunately it's gone past the week. So it's only available now for people in the community, but they can always sign up in the community and they can always get access to that video.
Yeah, and I can share March when March comes.
Absolutely. March will be coming March 8th. It'll be posting. And I just did that keynote I recorded it last week. That's going to be a good one. So you definitely want to see that one.
I'll look out for it.
Yeah, anyone that's in our champion mentorship community, when we post our keynote, you have 1 week, the whole first week, you can share that keynote with anyone that's not in the community. So that way people outside can kind of see the training that we do. But once the week is gone, then it's only for people who are in the community. They can get access to that.
Perfect. Okay, because they're well worth watching for people. So,
yeah, that was a good keynote too. That was
it was amazing.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. And you know what? I know the guy who actually did the keynote.
Do you?
I know him intimately. So there is a possibility that I might get him to actually do that keynote next month on our team call.
Perfect. That would be good.
How about them apples?
That would be really good. Yeah.
How many of you would love to learn how to develop the mindset of a champion closer and increase your closing by increasing your mindset? Well, Danny Wells, we have our topic for March.
Fabulous. Thank you.
March. So there you go, Allie. Look at that. It worked out even better. You get it live. And Danny, I'll get you. We'll work on dates this week for next month's call with you and Fiona. We'll get it all wrapped up.
Wonderful.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything else you want to share? I'm here, so I know it's late for you, but I'll hang out if you guys have anything else you want to share.
Hi there, Jerry.
I don't hang out with any team quite this long.
Rachel.
I can't see. I'm on holiday, Jerry. I'm in a chalet in France. And I just walked out. There's nobody in here. Right. There you go. Let me get into light. Just what you were saying about sort of. Can you hear me all right? Oh no.
You're there.
It was about love what you do and the importance that has with sharing people a story. Oh no, I think I'm dead. Have I gone dead? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it's hard to hear you.
Jerry,
You have to speak up a little bit.
Sorry. So I was just saying about how you say love what you do and do what you love. I'm a GP and
You're breaking up, Rachel.
People come in to see me in the consulting room and say, "Oh, you're always so happy." And it's like, who really wants to see a miserable doctor? You have to sort of listen to what's being said.
Yeah, we're losing you, Rachel.
Rachel, it might be worth putting it in the chat because we're already getting bits and bobs of what you're saying.
Shit.
We heard that.
Let's try again.
Danny.
Okay, once more. Can you hear me now? No, forget it, Jerry.
We heard that. That was classic. That was good, Danny. I love that. We heard that. We heard nothing else you said, but that we heard.
All the children that are listening in.
Okay, while she's typing, does anybody else have anything they want to share while she's typing in? Fred signal.
Did anyone else want to unmute and share an insight into this call? Any bingo moments, light bulb moments?
Hi, only me. Oh, hi, Jerry.
Hi, sweetie. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Good. I missed your first 5 minutes. I'm so sorry about that. I was preparing dinner, and I tuned in on the bit about belief. Oh yeah, thanks, Danny. I tuned in on the bit about belief. I'm really sorry. Could you just give me like a brief thing that you were talking about, because that's something I'm really focusing on right now.
Not really. Anyway, it was great to talk to you. No, I'm just kidding, Kelly. Well, it's better, go back and listen to it, but what I said about belief was this, is I said, you can succeed if nobody believes in you, but you will never succeed if you don't believe in yourself. That was the essence of what I talked about on that is, you know, other people may not, you have to be willing to bet on yourself. You have
That's
to
the
be
bit I
willing to
tuned
say, I
in
don't
on.
care what other people think. Yeah. Okay. So then you got it.
Yeah. Okay.
You got it. So yeah. So go back and listen to the beginning and you'll get all the rest of it. And I look forward to seeing you and giving you your hug in May.
Can't
So
wait. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you.
It'll be fun.
Definitely.
Okay, I don't think Rachel's typing into the chat, but what we'll do, Jerry, is we'll get her question on the next call. We'll get her to type what it is, and on the next call we'll address it. But we'll wrap up the call because I want to be really respectful of your time, Jerry. We've dragged you out longer than what you normally give us, so we're really, really, really appreciative of that. She's so kind. You'd just give, wouldn't you?
I don't care.
Have one of Debbie's blackberry fizz sticks.
Yeah, Debbie, bring me some of those. Okay, you got it.
It'll be like a collection bucket going around the summit. Just put your blackberry fizz sticks in there for Jerry. Pass it round.
Absolutely. Well, I do know that at GTC that they're going to announce the winner because I know that they did a contest between green apple, blackberry, and strawberry. So I'm hoping the blackberry won. And so if it wins, you'll know I'll be excited. And if it didn't, you'll know I'll be all upset. So there you go. So you guys will find out soon enough in 2 months? You'll know the answer. I'll know the answer. So I hope that's what won.
Now you've set the chat off going crazy. Right. Thank you so much, Joe, for your time. This was a fantastic call. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll let you know the date for March's call. And Jerry, as always, you are such a constant giver, and we really appreciate everything that you're doing. We're going to keep promoting the summit to all of our new team members. I saw that Nikki, who literally just signed up, got onto this call and said, I need to go to this thing. What is it? I'm coming. And she's decided she's going to get a ticket. So anyone that you sponsor that's new, make sure that you tell them about this so that they can get their ticket. We're all going to be there. It's going to be a phenomenal day, May 2nd. Jerry, thank you so much. I'll speak to you offline about the date for March.
Actually, you know what, real quick, Danny, while we're on the call, I believe in just getting things done with my UK friends. So why don't we do this? Hold on. I have to make sure I'm looking at the right time. Actually, Danny, we have our call. It's on Friday the 6th. It's already scheduled.
Oh, brilliant.
Friday the 6th at 7:30.
It's in my diary.
Yep, we already have that schedule. So Friday, March 6th, 7:30 your time, we'll be back here again. So that's even shorter. That's only like 2.5 weeks. We'll be doing this again.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Right. Thank you, Jerry. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'll see you on the next call on March 6th.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. See you soon.